call the thunder in the tundra.
See, it's not making the sound for the ringing the phone.
Odd. I
Hello.
wonder why.
Hey, is this John?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going? This is Wayne and Greg from Rat Salad Review.
Hey,
Yeah.
Thor. Good to talk to
How
you
are you?
again.
Good.
Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, you too.
You guys are calling from Minnesota?
One
yeah.
of us is from Minnesota, and I'm from New York.
New York, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here in Vancouver, BC.
Oh, wow.
A beautiful, beautiful day today here.
Sounds good. What, are you on tour or something still, or what's going on?
Sorry, say that again?
Are you still on tour or something, or you just visiting there,
Actually,
or what's going on?
no, we're actually preparing for a tour. We're just, doing a lot of prepping and things out of here right now for the upcoming tour.
Man.
And we have another leg in September, right? Hit Memphis and Pittsburgh, and Dallas.
Oh, wow.
And so we've been kind of, we've been playing a lot of places already,
Yeah.
this year. Yeah.
Very
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Was talking to Tom Croxton about it before, and you guys had a crazy extensive tour, and your energy on stage is awesome. I couldn't believe how long the tour was.
Yeah, you know what? We put out each and every night as, maximum, like over 100%. We want to give the fans or the crowd the best experience they can have, and and I want them fist pumping, singing along, And we had that night in Minnesota, we had such an incredible band with Tom Croxton, Ted Jedlicki, and Will Maravalis, and of course John Leibel, tremendous guitar player, from your neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah. Like I told you after the show, I don't know if you remember or not, but you crushed my head for the picture.
Yeah, I hope you were able to have surgery and get it back again.
Oh, it resurrected 3 days later. That's how strong Thor is. He can crush your head and then will it to come back.
But it was all done in love, Crush your head with
great.
love, I appreciate your support, and what can I say? It's just so great to meet you guys. I'm not only to meet you in person in Minnesota, but meet both of you on from across the miles.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he hasn't been the same since you crushed his head, but he'll eventually get back to normal, I guess. Well, if anybody doesn't know who we're on the phone with, we're on the phone with Jon Mikl Thor from the band Thor, and really appreciate you, giving us this chance to give you an interview.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it as well, and as I said, I appreciate very much, and I'm honored by the support you give for Thor, and it keeps us going, keeps us wanting to make more albums and wanting to keep touring.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm actually a fairly new fan of you. I mean,
I've known
about you
what
for
was
a
your
while.
first album? Oh, yeah.
My first album, Avenger.
Metal Avenger, yes.
Yeah.
We had some great guests on that. And an interesting fact about the Fast Eddie Clark, one of my great friends from Motorhead. It was his last performance on an album.
Oh, really?
When he played a Metal Avenger before he passed away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all those guys are gone now. The original Motorhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not realize he was on that. He's one of my favorite guitar players. I loved Fastway, too. We just talked about them a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fastway, absolutely. Well, yeah, he's definitely on there, along with, so many other greats that were guests of mine, friends of mine and guests of mine that were on that album. But, yeah, Fast Eddie Clark, I just love what he did. If you listen to his lead on Metal Avenger, it's incredible.
Oh, wow. I never knew that was him. That's an amazing riff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I lived in England years ago, back in the day, in the 80s, and Motorhead, myself, Girls School, Tank, we all had the same management company, Grave Ray Limited, headed by Douglas Smith. So when I lived in England and we operated out of there, I used to see Lemmy and the guys, Fast Eddie and Filthy Phil, all those guys, quite often.
Wow. So you kept in touch for a while then?
Excuse me?
So you kept in touch, and that's how you got to get him on the album?
You know what? We had a space where we really weren't in touch as much since I left, like, England and New York, and, like, every once in a while. And, every once in a while with Lemmy too. But then I just reached out to him, and he wanted to do it. He said, I want to do this. So it was great.
That's great. I mean, that's awesome. I love his leads, and that's a great song. Metal Avenger is a great record.
Yeah, it is a good one.
I really have to say, especially with the new band, it's gotten such. I mean, I love the old stuff too, but progressively, it's just gotten so much better. And I think this may be your best, most intense band yet. Really.
Oh yeah, these guys are amazing, and well, with Metal Avenger, that was pre Beyond the Pain Barrier, and that's where the Minnesota band came in, on Beyond the Pain Barrier, and then of course we had the Christmas album, and recently they're involved with Hammer of Justice. So there was a lot of albums in the last like 3 years. Yeah. And so it just keeps evolving. So I do feel that, the Minnesotans are a great asset. I always was a fan of the Minnesota Vikings as well, but a great asset, to this, organization, this band, this entity, the brand, everything, and we did so much in a short period of time. I'd say since, I met with Jon Mikl in, it was like 2016. We did a show in Minneapolis there, and we put out like 3 albums, 4 albums if you include Electric Eyes. I mean, that was kind of that was one brought back from the past, but 3 albums that they were involved with. Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. Awesome. I went to go look for some more of your albums in a store I go to by my house, and that was there, so I grabbed that one.
Oh, great!
I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was like your first album that never got released or something.
The second album that never got released. It was Keep the Dogs Away was the first album.
Okay.
In that era, and then that was the follow-up. We recorded it at Mushroom Rec Studios in Vancouver, where Hart recorded Magic Man and all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
And somehow, I don't know, I guess the label felt, RCA Records at the time felt that Keep the Dogs Away was more produced, and I think that Electric Eyes had a raw edge, so they just shelved it. Wow. I own the master anyway, so I was able to come back with it and present it to Cleopatra Records, who loved it, years later, and here we are. It got released. But in the sense of volume of product and what we've done, I mean, with the guys, Jon Mikl and Ted Jedlicki, Tom Croxton, like, the guys from Minnesota there, like, what we've done the past 3 years is amazing. We've been over to Europe twice. Wow. And we've toured across the United States twice, in Canada. And then, putting out like those 3 albums that they're on, a short period of time. So now we're talking about another record to come out for a big tour for March, like a national tour. It's going to be a really big one coming up in 2020 in March. So there's still a lot on the horizon. But this one's got a lot of life left in it. We're getting some good reviews on Hammer of Justice, and it's got a lot of life left, and we're still touring with it. You know, that's why we're heading out again in September, and probably again in October. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I like the album a lot. I got the download. I gotta have to get the actual CD version. Because actually, it also comes with the documentary, the second part of that movie, right?
Yeah, second part of I Am Thor.
Yeah. Yeah, I really wanted to watch it. Is that going to come out on Netflix or anything anytime soon? Amazon?
I don't know. Netflix keeps getting bigger and bigger, more and more competition. It's a different kind of film, really, than I Am Thor. Yeah. I Am Thor has sort of, it's more like a story, where this is more of a tour documentary. It follows what happened, of course, after I Am Thor. Where did the band go? What happened? Or where did Thor go? And and a lot of work was done to have the cameras go out to Europe and all across America. So it was a bit more of a tour documentary, but done in a different way. But it's still entertaining. It's still entertaining, and we've had screenings on it, and people love it. But whether it's going to go to Netflix, I don't know. Right now, it's on the tour circuit. Like it'll be played in Memphis, along with Rock and Roll Nightmare. We've had screenings in Toronto and New York and different places.
Yeah. Greg wanted to talk to you about Rock and Roll Nightmare.
Oh, sure. I love Rock and Roll Nightmare. I had that one on video when I was a kid. I used to watch it almost every day. One and Zombie Nightmare.
Yeah, that's it's quite interesting. We just did a big chat watch, box watch type thing with riff tracks. So we had quite a few people on there chatting, and I was trying to answer them as fast as I could, but it's pretty tough, when the right hand column is going so fast, the warp drive. Yeah. But it was very exciting, though. Very, very exciting to have that many people from all over the world watch the movie at the same time with you and make comments.
Yeah, actually, the first time I heard of you was from when Mystery Science Theater did their version of Zombie Nightmare. Did you remember seeing that one? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
I was just watching
they kind of got into it. Yeah. That I like that. I like it when there's a little fun made of the movie or comments and things like that. I like that. It's a lot of fun for me too.
Yeah, I'm sure it also brought the movie back out into the public too.
Yes. It's strange in various capacities how something can sort of get out there in a different way. And I'm all for riff tracks. I loved Mystery Science Theater 3000, and they did a big job for Zombie Nightmare. And I believe it was re-released too. I believe that's on Netflix. I think that version is on Netflix. Yeah.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm a huge Mystery Science Theater fan, so I have all that stuff.
Excellent. Yeah.
What else, Greg?
No, I was just curious. How did the movies come about? Did you always plan to make that part of Thor? Or?
Well, the origins go back into the 70s. I actually, was in movies quite a bit before Thor. As a teenager, growing up in Vancouver, which now is called Hollywood North, was the movies were starting to happen. Right now, it's a lot of productions in Vancouver, but back then I had a bit part in Ground Star Conspiracy with George Papard, and there was another one called Christina. Just different parts. I kind of was always interested in being in the movies because I was a big fan of like Steve Reeves, who starred in Hercules and that kind of thing, right? So I always thought it would be great to be in the movies. So I had an extensive career actually in movies. I've probably been in like 50 movies, including TV specials, as well. Like, for example, A Family Lost on the USA Network, or the Lifetime Network. Lifetime Network. That was a pretty good film. I think it was one of my best, performances, actually. I play a bad guy called Gary in that, Family Lost. And then, I've written like soundtracks, like to movies like Fubar. Have you ever heard of Fubar?
Yeah,
good movie.
Great movie.
Yeah. Fubar is a super rocker, and we had the official video for that too that we put together. And then other films, there was a Murder at the Presidio with Lou Diamond Phillips. We did that one, and I had the title track. Yeah, Glimmer on that. We also had the video for that. So just I've been involved with both films and records for a long time, actually. And I'm kind of happy about my roster in the film industry.
Yeah. What do you like doing more?
Oh, cool.
The music or the videos, movies?
I think they go hand in hand. I think I always like to put out a video with the album. Mm-hmm. We do that all the time, and we had the first concept video ever in Canada that came out of Canada back in with Keep the Dogs Away, which we started production on in 1976. Nobody at that time was really doing the kind of stuff we were doing. We shot on 35 millimeter. It was a concept video that nobody really was doing, especially muscle rock. That was something that was, what's muscle rock? I mean, there was glitter rock, but
muscle rock, and
muscle rock.
The Imps as well. I'm sure they didn't know what to make of it.
Yeah, that was pretty weird when we went on tour, and the Imps were all in glam. I mean, it was the glitter rock era, so I had my Wild Hercules type, stars and spangled outfit on with, all glitter with gold cape and all that. And I would lift Frank Soda, the guitar player, up over my head, with one hand and throw him into the audience. And we had a lot of pyrotechnics. We even opened for Kiss in 1976. We opened for Kiss.
Oh, wow.
But, but I go way back in in the early 70s. We were very theatrical. We were doing a lot of theatrics. When bands were starting to get more and more theatrical all the time, more and more theatrical, and the whole glam thing started really happening. I'd say about 71, 72, and we were right in there, like playing with bands from Seattle, like Sea Whiz Kids. They were kind of like a New York Dolls, but more glam. There was Twitch. It was a whole scene going on. The Kiss were, on the other side. We were over in New York, building their band. So, I think we were right in the beginnings of the whole glam rock thing.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, I was watching an interview that you did not too long ago about you were talking about how you think Vince Neil, or you feel Vince Neil, which actually when I seen the picture of side by side of how you used to dress back then and how Vince Neil dressed and put that same outfit on, and he basically stole your look.
Yeah, well, I what do they say? That's the best. It's the best form of flattery.
Yeah.
Right. In fact, Vince Neil is going to be playing in Vancouver coming up. The thing is, I admire Vince Neil. I think he's a tremendous performer. I love Motley Crue. And all I ever maybe mentioned was that, without tongue in cheek and a little fun, that I can't say a lot. There was a fair amount of bands that kind of copied our concept. Because we were doing stuff like before anybody even thought about doing. There was nobody doing, the kind of look, the muscles and the makeup and all that stuff back in 1973 and stuff. Nobody was doing stuff like that. There were glitter acts. You had, David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, Thin White Duke, type of, thin white alien. There's, but nobody was doing that. So when Motley Crue's album came out, Shout at the Devil, in 1982, I think it was, wasn't it?
83.
82.
Yeah. So in 73 and 76, Keep the Dogs Away came out in 77 with that same look. So, yeah. So it's what, 6 years at least before they came out. But, but I'm proud of that. I'm proud that, like Manowar, Manowar, with their thing, they didn't come out till, the 80s, Yeah,
so, like 84 or so.
Yeah, but
and
again, we go way back. So I like the fact that I'd say we were innovators.
Mm-hmm.
We were innovators, not only with our music, we were innovators with our image,
right,
that nobody else was doing. But and I feel proud of that. I feel proud of that because I'd rather be an innovator. Everybody always borrows for something from somewhere previous. The Arthur Brown. Remember Arthur Brown? I mean, would you say maybe? I mean, he was one of the first, sort of glam rock image, because he came out in was it 69 with Fire, song Fire?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was different,
that guy was way out there. God. I saw that video not too long ago, and I never seen that thing before. And I'm like, oh my God, that was like way ahead of its time.
Yeah, well, that's it. And sometimes the guys who invent it, like Tesla, if he invented electricity, they're not always the ones who get the biggest glory.
Right.
Edison, gets the glory, whatever.
Right.
But that's basically how things work, right? Sometimes, like you may be like a guy who invented something, but then like Bill Haley in the Comets, right? They were the guys who brought in rock and roll before Elvis Presley, but Elvis Presley had the look and had a he came at the right time after everything was kind of like built up for him. Then he was able to come in and boom, he became the biggest thing ever. And I love Elvis. Elvis is incredible. I like Bill Haley in the Comets too, but who became bigger? Elvis, right?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And but anyhow, that being said, I'm like I said, I just like what's going on in metal right now. I think there's some really great artists, and
so who's some of your favorites?
I like, of course, Iron Maiden. I like what they're doing.
Who doesn't?
I like Rammstein. Rammstein just played in Finland recently. So I like all forms of metal. And there's some great younger bands coming up too. So I mean, there's bands that maybe aren't as heard of, but I really like them, like Bullet. You ever heard of Bullet from Sweden?
Yes.
They're a really incredible band. Yeah.
What do you think about your drummer's band, Hex Vortices?
Yeah, I think a lot of them. Yeah, well, in fact, the guitar player, his last name's Hamilton, right? It's Matt Hamilton. Matt Hamilton's going to be playing with us on this upcoming tour. Because John Libel's, his wife's expecting, so he won't be able to go on the tour. But Tom Croxton will be there, Ted Jedlicki. So we'll be hitting Memphis. I plan to do like a special tribute to Elvis in one of my songs in Memphis. We Live to Rock. We Live to Rock from Rock and Roll Nightmare, the song. I'm going to do a sort of a tribute to Elvis. Because we're in Memphis, Tennessee, the land of the kings.
That's awesome.
And then Pittsburgh's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to be playing at the it's a place called Hotel Evelyn. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's owned by the guys from Alice Cooper's first band.
Oh, really?
They're part owners. You know, the original Alice Cooper band.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dennis and
Dennis.
Neil.
Yeah, Dunaway, was it one of the guys? Or
Yeah, Dennis Dunaway. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. And it supposedly has a roller coaster in the backyard. It's some really wild, crazy place. It's going to be a very intimate concert, sponsored by WRCT in Pittsburgh, right? But it's going to be a wild concert. It's going to be absolutely crazy.
Wow.
And then yeah, I mean, Dallas again. Dallas is, you know, just amazing. We played there last year, you know, in Dallas. It just was wild. So we're going back again.
You have a favorite place that you've played on this tour?
What's my favorite place on this tour? I say when we played in Minneapolis there.
Oh, don't suck up there, Greg.
Yeah.
and New York. Yeah. You know, it's hard to say because, man, it was just you know, every place becomes a favorite at times.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Every crowd's different, so.
Yeah, Minneapolis was such a you know, an intimate show too, and just, it was awesome.
Oh yeah, I loved
that place.
I loved it. It was you know, there was such an incredible like electricity that went on that night, you know, and everybody was singing along. Oh, it was just amazing. And you know, every place is different, but you know, there's a connection too. Whether you play Las Vegas or Los Angeles, you know, or Minnesota or New York, there's a connection. Like, you know, if the people know your songs and they're singing along with you, it's just a magical feeling that you just can't even explain it. There's just an electricity that happens.
You think you're going to release any live albums or anything for this tour?
Yeah, we are we're working on some right now, some live albums.
Okay.
Yeah, we got maybe a collage of, you know, all the places that we played, and yeah, we're putting together because we've done a lot of touring, so we've got a lot of material, and probably a Thunderhawk Part 3 might be coming out.
Wow.
We Are Thunder, yeah. You know, so as well as yeah, we'll see what transpires. We're talking back and forth with the label right now about like a new album. If they want us to do that big tour in March, you know, an extensive tour, we're probably going to hit another new album.
Wow.
Awesome.
Man, you're busy.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. But, you know, I get excited when, you know, talk to you guys and you're into what I'm doing and what we're doing.
Yeah,
and,
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially
and,
after I saw the I Am Thor documentary. I got really into it, and, you know, I'm trying to search down all the albums.
Yeah. Well,
I never know you did so much until I watched that documentary, and I try to get everybody to watch it because it's just
I
really
never
good.
knew I did. I never knew either until I watched these things, and because you know, time goes by and you think, oh yeah, I did that album, or I did that album. You know, it's not that you forget the albums.
Right.
I've done 30 albums, and just time goes by. It's like McCartney. You know, McCartney on this last tour, he said that he had to relearn some of even though he wrote songs from back in the 60s and 70s, he had to relearn some of the songs to play on the tour. You know, and it's sort of like when I was in New York, we did a show at the Highline Ballroom, and I had we did Keep the Dogs Away in its entirety. I had to pretty much relearn all the songs again. They all came back to me, but because I hadn't sung them, a lot of them I hadn't sung in like 40 years.
Wow.
Because you never really do, you know, when you're doing pieces from all the different albums, you never do all the album.
Yeah, I'm sure it's hard for you to pick because you got so many albums. So.
Well, I can do the ones that people want the most.
Yeah.
Although, you know, there are some, like I would like to do that are a little unique, like Mushroom World. That's off the Beast Women album. You know, there's it's a song, and I did it in New York. Because we had a part 1, part 2, and part 3. This is a big show we did in 2015.
Oh wow!
You know, and yeah, so we did a part 1 was all Keep the Dogs Away, and then part 2 was kind of like obscure songs, and it went with the whole production.
Oh, that's
where
awesome.
I battled Titano.
Yes, I read about that. That sounds great. Did you ever do any feats of strength with Lemmy?
With Lemmy, I think we lifted who could lift the heaviest cup of tea. And we had tea in England, but he wasn't.
That sounds like such a.
We had a lot of fun.
To do.
Yeah, you know, I'd come visit our manager Doug Smith at his office, and Lemmy would be there many times. You know, talking things over, and then it'd be time for tea. Like we have coffee break there; it's tea time, and so we'd have a cup of tea together and talk. And then he played a song for me one time. You know, he goes, "Hey John, I got a new song here. You know, would you like to hear it?" I said, "Okay." And he started playing it on a guitar, and he goes, "Killed by death, killed by death." You know, and I said, "I think that's going to be a hit, Lemmy." You know, so. Yeah, so that's kind of how it was. It was fun around there, you know, just at the Grey Bray Limited offices in London, England. You know, Lemmy was there, Fast Eddie come by, or Nick Turner from Hawkwind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He played Loci on one of the tours I did of England. Nick Turner played Loci. Yeah. Tremendous performer. But, you know, Lemmy was in Hawkwind.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of work. Yeah.
I mean,
but a lot of great
Eddie
memories.
Always,
yeah. He was he lived on a houseboat way back then.
Really?
You know, so it was really weird for me on our recent tour, and we played Hollywood, and there I see at the Rainbow Room, we go to eat there, and there's Lemmy as a statue.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
And it kind of freaked me out, really. It made me feel, you know, like I was just having a cup of tea with him not too long ago, and there he is as a statue, and it kind of, you know, made me feel melancholy there. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of weird. As long as it looks better than that Dio statue that they did at Wacken. Did you see that thing?
Say that again?
Did you see that Dio statue that they had at Wacken? The Wacken
festival?
Festival?
Dio statue.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. I saw where they had the hologram.
Oh, yeah. No, they made a bunch of statues. They made a Lemmy statue too, and somebody else I forgot who, but they made a Dio one, and it looked terrible.
But were they lifelike? Like the Lemmy statue was lifelike, you know.
No, these were made. Do you ever see those statues that are made out of like old car or bicycle parts or something?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
it was made kind of like that. They did a good job. You can tell they spent a lot of time doing it. It didn't really look like Dio. It's kind of funny.
He looks more like Warwick Davis from the Leprechaun movies, man. The face looks all weird. Yeah, it's not the right material to try to make a portrait with.
Gee whiz. No, it's you know, going on about, you know, the holograms. I don't mind the holograms. Sometimes I like to think maybe I could be a hologram, and I, you know, I'd manage myself, and you know, just do licensing and put my hologram out there.
Hey, why not?
Yeah. See, for a Thor show though, I think something like that could work. My personal problem with it comes in with the Frank Zappa one. I just think it goes against everything he ever stood for, and his two kids are trying to make money off of him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he never stood for that. He's against that stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he'd be appalled.
He would never conform to that. But yeah, so you know, on the horizon for me is September 20th. We'll be at the Black Lodge there in in Memphis, Tennessee. There'll be the Return of the Thunderhawk screening, Rock and Roll Nightmare, and a live concert. And the really big show, Hotel Evelyn, that's September 21st in Pittsburgh, sponsored by WRCT.org there. That's Eric Jackson Lurie. He's going to be doing just a massive presentation. They're going to have like 3 posters and all kinds of stuff that he's got planned for there. And then, of course, 3 Links in Dallas, Texas on the 22nd of September. Yeah, so we'll be running right through there, and hopefully, it's going to be exciting, and I believe it will be. It's going to be amazing,
Yeah.
So maybe you guys will be able to attend some of these shows.
I hope so.
Well, yeah.
Come back to New York.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to come back to New York.
Yeah.
We played there recently at St. Vitus.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. I loved the St. Vitus show. Was great. Yeah.
I still haven't been to that place, but I hear it's nice.
Yeah.
A lot of
I'd
metal
love
bands
to come
play
back
there.
to New York. Yeah. Well, I played. I lived in New York for a long time on 24 Fifth Avenue, 5th and 9th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you live all over the place.
Oh, I did. Trying to make it. I lived in Hawaii, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Toronto, New York City for a long time, in London, England. You name it. So I'm a world traveler. But it's super great talking with you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, it's great talking with you too, Thor. One last thing. If you're taking requests for set lists at all, it'd be really cool to hear Edge of Hell again at some point.
Oh, wow. Now you're talking about the song Edge of Hell.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now here's some, the Tritons. Here's something, what other song is associated with the song Edge of Hell? There's an association.
Wildlife?
Well, that's the song you mean, right? Wildlife.
Yes.
On the edge. Yeah. In brackets. Yeah. It's Wildlife, Edge of Hell brackets, which was the title song, right? See, originally the movie was going to be called The Intercession. Sorry, the Archangel, then The Intercessor, then Edge of Hell, and it became Rock and Roll Nightmare in America anyway, and kept Edge of Hell in other countries. But anyhow, there's a song that I basically I'm trying to. I guess what I'm trying to say is there one song that you notice that is very similar to the Edge of Hell or is associated with that song? That's a good. That was a good answer though about wildlife. Anyhow, I'll leave that with you. It's a song that we do.
I'm gonna figure that out.
Yeah. Let me know when you figure it out.
Okay.
Well, if anybody watching the show knows the answer, put it in the comments below.
Absolutely.
Please do.
Yeah. So otherwise, I was inspired by a song that I wrote to write another song.
Okay.
I inspired myself. So you can let me know which song it is.
Okay.
But awesome. Now that the years have gone by, it doesn't matter anymore. I can let it out. Let the secret out.
Well, that's good. Have you seen a lot more? Yeah, I just wanted to ask. Have you seen a lot more interest in your stuff since the first documentary?
Oh yeah, that changed everything.
Yeah.
That documentary also kind of like gave us almost a little taste of the mainstream.
Yeah. Being
such an underground band, and there's a lot more. We wouldn't have all these other albums out if it wasn't for that documentary.
Right.
Yeah,
it's helped. I guess it's helped you. It helped. Remember when Anvil had theirs? That helped them a lot too.
Oh yeah. And we played with Anvil one time. We did a Muscle Rock Festival in Sweden. when was it, 2015, I believe, and Anvil showed their movie on one night, and we showed our movie on the other night. So, and we both headlined. We headlined one night, they headlined the other night. So, all kinds of fun stuff,
Really cool. Well, I'm glad everything's working out for you now.
Thanks
Sounds like
very much.
Having a blast, I'm
just
very
all
happy
kinds
for
of
you.
things. Thanks, man. It's because of you guys and those like you guys. They're giving us that opportunity. So thank you very much. Thank you.
No problem. And everybody go out and what's your website so everybody can go to your website and check out everything that you're doing? And
it's thorcentral.com.
Okay.
THORCENTRAL.com.
Awesome. And you got Facebook and everything too, right? Twitters and all the typical
so you
social
go
media
there
stuff.
And it'll connect you to our Facebooks and all that. There's a lot of information on our Facebooks.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I'm on their Facebook.
We have multiple Facebooks out there.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, everybody go out and check Thor's stuff immediately.
Yes,
all right.
Beyond the Pain Barrier and the Hammer of Justice.
All right.
All right. Again, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And we'll let us know when it comes out, and we'll hook it up to our social media. The link up. Get it out there.
We will. No problem. And I'd like to have you on again next time you have another album out. Come on and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do it for the next tour and album release, and that before March next year, 2020.
Awesome. Hopefully we will be here.
Okay, man.
All right. Awesome.
Thanks, Thor.
Yeah. Have a great night.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
Bye.
You too. Goodbye. Well, really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. He's a great guy.
Very
He's just
cool
like
guy.
a regular dude.
Yeah. It's usually how people have been lately, I guess, right?
Yeah, everybody's been really cool.
I say that every time we have an interview. Everybody's been cool because it's true.
Yeah, it is.
It's very true. Well, unfortunately, Uncle Saxon was not in a very good mood tonight. And he was not in a good mood. So there will be no Uncle Saxon story. Do you have any other stories you want to tell, Greg?
No. I mean, I talked about the concert. And that was awesome. But,
speaking of concerts, I went to a concert recently, and I barely ever go to any concerts.
Oh, yeah, you saw the Nightmare stage, right?
Oh, I did see that, too. That's 2 concerts I went to. I forgot about that one.
Shame on you.
I know, isn't it?
I hope Mark's watching this right now.
Mark don't care. But, I went to Mark's show. It was pretty cool. I like I said, I don't know when the last time I went to like a local concert like that. It's been a while. I felt so out of place.
Oh wow!
Look at me. I don't look like one of those people that belong at those places, at those shows.
Well, you totally look like some people I've seen at a King Diamond concert before, except you're about 150 pounds lighter or more.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can't deny that. We know that's true. Yeah,
but Mark's show was really good.
I haven't been in one in a couple months, but my little brother surprised me with tickets to Iron Maiden, so he's gonna fly out here, and we'll see that not next weekend, but the weekend after.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Joe's gonna come out, and that'll be cool.
Nice. Yeah, Mark's show was good. The singer was good. The whole band was good. Nobody messed anything up, or nothing bad happened. It was a really good show. Basically, what you hear on the Nightmare Stage album is what you heard live, and they do a good job.
I have to say, even though they were YouTube videos, they sounded pretty good.
Yeah. I actually put one up on our Facebook page, and I think the sound came out pretty good. There's a trick. You got to cover the microphone. If you don't cover the microphone, you get that. Cover the microphone, people. Put your hand over the microphone, and it helps. And I also saw Alice in Chains. At,
oh, really?
Yeah.
How was that?
Very good. A friend of mine at work, he bought 2 tickets, and the other person he bought the ticket for, he stopped being friends with him. So he goes,
wow. Yeah.
So he goes, I got a free ticket. You want to go? And I was like, all right. So me and another guy went. It was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know if you ever been to Jones Beach.
No, never have.
It's on the beach. It's actually on the water.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
It is cool because you get to see the water on the sides of them. The only thing I don't like about it, if you're sitting up too high, the sound kind of just like disappears after the open, so you kind of don't really hear it as much as you are when you're down close. Which we were down fairly close, so it was fine where we were. But they put on a good show, and that William Duvall, the new vocalist, you couldn't even if you close your eyes, you'd think Lane Staley was up there. He does a really good job.
Cool. Yeah, well, I enjoyed him on the record, so that's
yeah. Cool. And he's got a new solo album coming out too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does. He's got a song on YouTube right now, but it sounds like Dust in the Wind.
Oh, and I keep forgetting to mention it because we've been talking about other stuff, and you sent me the song actually, but Gate Creeper's got a new album coming out.
Yes, they do.
And that's going to be awesome.
How was that? I didn't listen to it.
It's great.
Is it? Good.
Yep.
Thanks for the input.
Well, it's killer, badass, old school death metal.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not really into that too much.
I'm not a death metal guy. Some of it's okay. I can deal with some of it. I remember I liked the music. Vocals, I'm not too crazy about. Did it sound very similar to the other one, or it sound like a little bit different?
No, it's still them.
Still them.
I mean, I only heard the one song. The album hasn't come out yet.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get the whole album. We'll see. Well, I don't have any.
I'd have to listen to it more in depth. I've only had the chance to listen to it twice because when we did the AVA Ziggy, I had to listen to again. I hadn't listened to that record in years.
Yeah.
Which, oh yeah, everybody, this is going to be my last show because these 2 knobs wouldn't agree with me, even though they know I'm right.
Oh, you're not right at all.
I'm always right.
I saw that album today, the Mata Hoople album, in the store I went to. They wanted $7.99 for it. I think it was used, but it was the one with the bonus tracks. I
should have picked it up.
I should have. I picked something else up. I don't have it here. Satan's Host, their first album.
I'd have gotten the Mata Hoople.
I've been looking for that Satan's Host album for a while, so I grabbed it. You even know who they are?
No.
You might like them. I'll send it to you.
Maybe. It wouldn't matter, though. I just still bought the other one.
I should have bought both. Silly me. How many albums does Mata Hoople... Yeah. How many albums does Mata Hoople have?
If you count in compilations and posthumous live releases, there's albums. 15.
Just albums.
8.
Studio. 8 studio. Oh, that's not too bad. I'm sure I can find those cheap.
Yeah, you should. Well, actually, no, 9. That's right, because they did 2 albums after they shortened their name and got Nigel Benjamin on vocals.
Yeah, I'll start with Mata Hoople collection.
Both which I like, but yeah.
I'll get there. Don't worry.
So some of it you probably won't like because, like I said, a big thing with Bowie, but it also kind of ended the band in a way from the way they were. But Ian Hunter became the leader, and they had direction and a manager that actually helped them because Guy Stevens was losing his mind at the time for whatever reason I forget, and he was just off the cuff and. So there is some of that shit on a couple of the earlier ones is a little directionless.
Well, if anybody doesn't really understand what we're talking about, in 2 weeks we have David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, and the Spiders from Mars album versus Mata Hoople, All the Young Dudes. That'll be on 2 weeks.
Oh, so that's the last time we'll see me.
Yeah, that's the last time we'll see you. Thank God. I hope not.
You think I'm being sarcastic?
You better be.
I told you you had no idea how petty I could be.
You son of a bitch. But
it's just gonna be you and the Colonel now.
Me and the Colonel. Don't call him Colonel. Oh God. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff planned for everybody. Please check out our YouTube. We just had Michael Denner on what, 2 weeks ago? Or no, last week.
Yeah, last week.
Yep. And the week before that, well, actually a couple weeks before that, we had David Boyd from Twisted Tower Dyer. So many guests on. And next week there's going to be, I think the whole band's coming on from the band Timeless Haunt. They'll be on. And who's on the 28th is the band Orange Sky. Orange
Sky, Nigel and Nicholas Rojas.
Yep, they will both be on. So that's cool.
Trinidadian metal. Not very well known, but very good.
And the vocalist from the band Skyliner, he will be on September 4th.
That's right.
Yeah. Very cool guy. Very cool band. I like them a lot.
And we're also planning a special feature that may air soon. And if it works out, it may involve you fans in some way.
Oh, that's right.
Possibly even a record giveaway, but no request because you're going to get what I give you.
Good idea, because I wasn't giving anything from back there.
Yeah. I'll make the joke later when this is recorded.
All right. That reminds me, I went to that. Remember, I showed you the pictures yesterday of that hole that music store got. I went there today, and he actually posted more stuff this morning that he found in the trailer. And there was "Don't Break the Oath" was in there. It was like brand new.
Oh wow.
Melissa was in that picture too. There was a bunch of stuff. Sodom was in there. 2 Sodom records.
Oh yeah, I saw that. The Sodom.
Yep.
Yeah. And there were a couple other ones that, I can't remember.
Celtic Frost was there.
Celtic Frost was in there. Ludacris. There were a couple of Destructions. I think there was an Anthrax one in there.
Yeah, I think so. But I got there. What?
I was going to say there was a lot of different shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff there. And by the time I got there was always people searching through the pile of stuff. And I knew that "Don't Break the Oath" was going to be gone. I mean, I have it, but I wanted to find maybe a better looking copy. But yeah, of course, somebody.
I wanted to see if it was there because I'd have just been like, "Fuck yeah, I'll get you the money."
Oh no, you're talking about the other one, the EP.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, either one. I mean,
you need both.
Yeah, I only have Melissa.
Oh, all right. Well, so now I know for next time.
That was the one I held on to.
Yeah. I wonder if that guy even bought it because the guy was standing there when I was trying to look through them, and I saw he had it in his pile. So I said, "Oh," because he grabbed it and he moved it. So I go, "Oh, you're not looking through those?" Or he goes, "No, those are mine. Those are mine." I was like, "Oh, go fuck yourself." But then he was like, "Oh, I got a pile up on the desk already, so I don't even know if I'm going to be taking these." So I ended up leaving. I couldn't sit there and look through all that crap. I have no patience for that. I'm curious about how much. I had my son. I can't sit there all day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I was curious of what he wanted for it. I asked him. He's like, "If you find it, bring it up to me," which I know that means I'll bring it up to him. He's going to go on Discogs and see what it sells for, and then he's going to take a couple of dollars off of that. So, by about that time, I figured that out. I was like, "Forget it. I'm not even going to bother." And I left.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they're trying to run a business, but I'm not spending like $80 on a record I don't need.
Yeah, I wouldn't fucking give him $80 for it either.
He wanted $70 for one of the Sodom CDs and $75 for one of the others. The first 2 albums.
Well, if they were the European editions and they were like mint, I can understand that.
They were in good condition. Yeah, no, I get it. There's going to be somebody that's going to buy them, just not me.
Yeah.
At some point, all this vinyl craze is going to go out the window. and they ain't gonna be worth shit ever again.
Probably.
So I'll wait till then. That's when I make my move.
Okay.
All right. I'm done here. Are you done?
Yep, I'm done.
Good. Go check out our YouTube, Rat Salad Review. Go check out our website, ratsaladreview.com. Check out our podcasts. Our podcast, we add music into the shows, and it makes the show a little bit better, I think. I don't know. Can't really do it on YouTube because we get in trouble on YouTube, so I don't really do it too much. And yeah, so go check out the podcasts, website, Facebook. Add us to Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. So check everything out. We're everywhere. So until then.
Later.
Goodbye.